Chapter 16. Sounds. The tone influences much. From the tone, the greatest changes occur. That tone is sound, and sound is varied. Sound becomes power, it lengthens, it clarifies, it clouds, and it communicates through its very nature. Each sound has its name, and together they form a harmonious arrangement. They flow like a river and cascade like a waterfall. They indicate the tone from which the signal has been sent, and to each sound, all things submit. There are several of these sounds, and they all resonate. I am the one who assigns which sound to be heard by whom. At the first sound, aum, everything disintegrates and everything spreads. Aum itself clears the way and establishes order. Aum is the first word, the first name of mine. It spreads like the bell's toll, and that sound is received everywhere. The sound, B, signifies the doubt of light, light and the formation of light leading to my home. The sound, B, signifies that it spreads like the howling of dogs, wolves, and foxes. Blood itself means, B. The sound, B, summons the blast of the horn, the call of the shepherd, and, B, merges, overcomes, and creates both hesitation and urgency, stirring confusion. From, B, the hair stands on end, and death is summoned. The sound, C, speaks separately. C, is the roar, the growl, and through, C, the light rises upward and descends downward. The sound of, C, is loud and powerful, and according to my plan, I regard, C, as a sleeve through which lava flows, and the depths of the earth converse. According to my plan, D, is the sound of miracles. I indicate that a miracle is in this sound. Either through dispute or calling, you may summon me with this sound. At the sound of D, angels gather, and cherubim descend. With D, the universe fills. It agrees, reconciles, and satisfies those who suffer from doubts and seek glory. D is my name, and D is taken by me. A was hastily named as my sound, and for this reason, sins accumulate and there is no escape for them. Only my salvation descends from A, along with forgiveness, gifts, songs, warmth, and agreement. A becomes the home for those who have been deprived of a home. The song, it becomes light and waits for the light at the threshold. A sounds when joy seeks to settle. E signifies breakthrough, effort, and performance. The oldest and largest star holds itself with E. To both the old and the young, E gives ripening and union. With E, my tales descend and reach the ears. It is with the sound, E, that I speak to you, and with E I read, record, reveal, and show. Through E, I leave my marks. The voice of E is familial, and with the sound E, I send children, I send holy ones, I encourage and comfort. I speak E to those who are sick and weep, those who are abandoned and unhappy, and E becomes light, peace, and a strong sleep. For F, I leave my call, for F is my summons, for those who sleep in my halls, and F is the warrior's call to rise when I designate their exit. F is a long echo of war and a long cry of a mother who did not wait for her son. I would remove F entirely, but this sound is needed by my mother. F is the sound of the Madonna. A mother shares in the suffering, communicates, and herself comes, covering with a veil of salvation, peace, rest, and a long, magical slumber. Whoever hears F will go at the call of my mother. G gathers for a miracle, becoming honor, law, and justice. I speak at my trial with the sound G, and they answer me with G, and ask, and consult. Judgment is G and truth, and G sounds when the truth is spoken. G resonates when prayers are made, when understanding dawns, and when life is lived by truth. G is my principal sound, and I follow it. I direct myself to where it resounds. And the gates open, and the routine obeys. I count the bowl, pour it out, sign my name, and establish new bowls. Truly, I speak of how sound is arranged and written, and with whom the understanding of each sound begins. Those sounds also have different sounds, and confused, and drawn out, and loud, and quietly sounding, but I don't tell everyone. For now, I will not answer you fully. Sounds connect and weave together into melodies. The melody itself touches me deeply. The most beautiful melody causes a shift in the scales of balance. A sung song, through its emotion, causes the reversal of the bowl. The voice resonates in intervals. The timing of the change itself shifts and even halts time. A year is composed of several high sounds. A year is defined by these high sounds and lasts 1,000,000 years. A year of low sounds lasts 5 years. The change of years will occur when the sound is poured from the bowl at judgment. The sound that rings will determine salvation. The highest is the sound of A. The highest sound, it means the turning of the bowl in the opposite direction. B causes the bowl to turn by 1/3. C turns the bowl by 6/100, and G upends the bowl. This is how change is structured. The path of salvation is followed by those who have continually filled the bowl with the sound of C. Salvation awaits those with D and E. The entire series of sounds forms a scale, one that cannot turn the bowl, and the light will not bring salvation. Those who have the full scale will not receive the light of salvation. Such an understanding is beyond simple comprehension and requires deeper insight. The first tone the light sends and the tone a person attunes to mark the experience of rebirth. Rebirth occurs when the sound rushes forth from that tone. It carries a person from the time they lived to the moment they committed their transgression. When they hear the tone again, the bowl turns over, revealing a vision of how they once behaved. Only a few understand this. The tone must be heard for the person to remember, and for the bowl to turn. At the edge of the bowl, the light absorbs the sound of the melody, C, and moves from the level of B to the level of C. When time halts, the hot air pulls inward, and the exhalation occurs. With exhalation, a stream of light is collected, which from age to age manages to live out its life. Those who have died by their own actions are carried away by Canis. The shift in the scales prevents them from entering into the space. They begin to slip away from the Milky Way to the asteroid path, becoming part of the asteroid belt. Those who have been unjustly killed are carried by Canis to the chambers of Orion, and the suddenness of their death is replaced by a cycle of transformation. The cycle itself orbits around the shifting of the bowl, and they are once again transferred to a new formation. Their death frees them from the feelings of the past, and leaves their sins, and the light itself sends them to their murderers. He who died himself works out his own sins. He who died himself works out his own sins. Whoever is killed, his sins are sent to the killers for transfer, and this becomes a curse for the killer. The one who died after a while is cleansed and, separated from the body, descends through a thin tunnel to death. Isaac is my adversary, and he blocks the path to salvation. I gather the saints, and though death may strike me, Isaac cannot block my way, and I save humans from Isaac. Isaac's salvation is difficult, and the salvation ends in black absorption because he is strict and judges harshly. But I judge justly, the light itself sends death, holding it firmly and binding it tightly. Isaac himself conducts his own, and I conduct mine, some to Isaac and some to me. I myself agree with my opponent. I myself agree, as Mohammed does, that we accept our own, keeping count and gathering them into a great assembly. Salvation is met with song. One guest and one messenger to the family, who comes to meet his relative. According to the dispute, the angel unrolls the scroll, and reads the scroll, and advises with whom and when he will receive his sin, misconduct or reward. When I decide, I send them away with song, and the sounds themselves are formed into a melody, and melody sounds. This is the verdict. With 3 sounds, the light directs the cast, and 2 sounds signify death. A blend of sounds is a melody of emotion, and the highest sound hurries to announce a change in the cast. I alone change the cast, and the casts are counted by themselves. Only the sound of my coming speaks, and by this sound, angels are distinguished. The sound B combines with D, and the sound C combines with A. This sound passes through fire without burning, through all the black space without disappearing. When the sound is unified, the person passing through the black space is not absorbed but instead restored. They will then pass this sound on to their seed, so that their descendants may also pass through the black absorption. I put light clothes on those who have gone through the black absorption and come out. I myself put on light clothes, and I myself meet, and the sound of A and C upon salvation predicts that a lineage and reconciliation with the lineage awaits that person. When the sound A combines with D, it signifies that a person is restored and accepted. They become their own master, free from the sins of their lineage, liberated from curses and pride. Salvation awaits them. But when F and G sound together, it means the person will end their days through black absorption. The candle set for them no longer shines, and their days conclude in darkness. These are the murderers and those condemned by divine judgment for the death of the innocent, the ones who abandoned their parents, those who did not help their children, or those who did not hide their quarrels. I truly say that they emit the sound of F and G. The termination of their path, I perform by black absorption. Whoever has done something good that can prolong his life will have it weighed out on the holy bowl. If the sound G is heard, the bowl is turned over and will not be set again. But for those who can show something good, and the sound sounds with 4 sounds, and the sounds are C, E, A, B, or D, C, E, B, or D, B, A, E, will cause the light to restore the bowl. With this bowl, a new time begins, and according to the new count, a new measure is appointed.